We're ready to seal the terracotta pot. I have my sealant, my paintbrush. I've poured some into my container already. I have my gloves on. I always give a shake of the sealant before I put it into the container. So what we'll do now is I'll get the pot, and I've already done a test to make sure it all works fine, which it does. And I'm just now going to paint it liberally on. Now, some people don't seal their pots. I prefer to, because otherwise you get a wicking action happening with the water. So I always seal the front, or I seal all the outside and all the inside and the bottom as well, because I really want to stop that water from being sucked up into the terracotta. Just go right through there. Yep, that's good. It's good. Okay. So now what I'll do is I'll paint the bottom. Now, if you're in a freeze thaw, you wouldn't use terracotta. You would use concrete, which is better, because the problem with terracotta is it's very, very porous. Well, concrete absorbs water too, but in a freeze thaw situation, the droplets of water expand around 8–9%, and so what happens is it creates expansion, and in a constant freeze thaw environment, your pot and your grout will crack. Of course, you probably can get away from that by just bringing it inside, but I don't live in a freeze thaw area, so that would be something that you would have to try out. Now, this will dry or cure in about 4 hours, and then another coat will be applied. So you need to apply 2 coats. Your first one is important because you need to apply it quite liberally and evenly, because you really want that to soak in. This is a water-based sealant. You can use well-bonded water. Some people do use that, and that's about 6 parts of water to about 1 part of well bond. Again, you need to apply that liberally. Wipe that off. It's better. Okay, it's looking good. Let's clean that up a bit on the bottom as well. So I'm going to do the inside and outside of this. Like I say, some people don't seal their pots, but I like to seal anything porous. Concrete, terracotta, especially for outside. Okay, I'm just now sealing the inside. And I did clean the pot with water and a rag because I wanted to get any marks off it, because once the seal is applied, it will highlight the marks. So it's important that you clean the pot if it's dirty, and then you'll be fine. And then after I've done this, I will apply a second coat after it's dried or cured in about 4 hours, and then, which won't be today, and then I will come back and we'll put the tessera on. And I'm going to be using, I think, thinset to apply the tessera. I'll have a think of that. Don't forget, when you do this, it's got to be in a well ventilated area or outside. And I'm wearing gloves. So that's it. It's all done. And I'll wait for all that to dry. Right, the pot's been double sealed and is ready to go, and I'm going to put a couple of flowers on. I'm going to put a flower on one side, which will be that, and I've just kept them together with a bit of laminate, which is great because if you're doing multiple pieces and you need to move them around, putting a laminate or a contact over the top really works well. So that's that one, and then I'm going to put this flower on the other side, which will be that. And I made some ceramic hearts. So these are all outdoor durable. So they're going to go on like that. And on the other side, I'll use these ones. Now this piece is not going to be grouted. That will make it easier and quicker, but not everything has to be grouted anyway. I think that'll work well. Now my adhesive I'm going to be using is silicone. I was going to use thinset, but I changed my mind. And normally when I'm using silicone, which is not too often, I put it in a syringe and it gives me much more, a greater control. But I don't have any syringes at this point in time, so I'm going to actually use the large tube that I have here. What we'll do is I will now stick down the red flower. And I want to know where center is, thereabouts. It's just a ballpark idea. Flower's not perfect, so it's not going to be that critical. So there we go. So now I'm going to actually put a dab of silicone in there. Perfect. Now, of course, you have to be very, very careful when using silicone because it can get everywhere. And just a bit of a push down. Now, two things. I'm not going to push it right down, because I think it needs a bed of silicone to work well. And the other thing too is I don't want too much going around the outside. So that'll be fine. And then I'm going to put this one on it as well. It is much easier with the syringe than what it is doing it this way, but I just don't have a syringe here. And I certainly don't want to touch it. This is giving me pretty good control, considering. So we'll put that there. Again, we'll just give that a bit of a push. There you go. And this one as well. I'm not a silicone fan. And yet, people use it and they do wonders with it. The adhesive I like is silicone, is thinset. I love using that. Okay, so we'll just put that down there like that. And I'm only going to put it roughly there in case I need to move it, which I probably will need to. So we're going to go around here again. So if you roughly put your pieces in place and you don't push down, the glue won't slide, which this will give you a bit more control over where you want to put it. Again, we'll just sit it there. Now I'll do this side. I won't do all the other sides on camera because it will just tie up a lot of time. But this will give you an idea anyway. Whoops. Put that down in there like that. Again, I won't push down. And remember, a flower doesn't have to be perfect because nature isn't perfect as in producing flowers. There's usually flaws with flowers, but I like to get it reasonably okay. But funny enough, even if a piece doesn't look like a flower when you're cutting it out, once you lay it down and it's in its area, it's funny how it brings it all together and you go, oh, that's a lovely flower. So there you go. So that piece is going to go around there like that. Tilt that in, tilt that in. I think that's lovely. So now we'll adhere those. Just a bit of a push. And doing it this way, your silicon's not going to get everywhere because you're not going to be sliding it to get it into place. Okay. So we have to wait for that to set before I move the pot over, and then I'll be able to start the next side. All right, I hope that helps you, and enjoy.